All that comes together into the urethra to form the vehicle through which sperm travel.
The vehicle for sure, so it's like a road trip. I'm sitting in the front, I got the window down.
I think I might take my own car.
Hey everybody, I'm JC Mendoza. Welcome to Uncomfortable Questions, where I get to ask a doctor questions that we're all dying to know, but might be a little bit too embarrassed to ask. And with me today, as always, is Dr. Peter Stahl. He is a board-certified urologist and a nationally recognized leader in male sexual medicine. Dr. Pete, always a pleasure to have you.
Fantastic to be here, JC.
People are asking, Dr. Pete. They're asking, they need to know, they want answers. What exactly is seminal fluid? Like, what's going on in there?
You know, a lot of people say the word sperm and they're referring to the fluid that comes out of the penis at the time of orgasm.
Right.
That's not really correct, right? Sperm are the, moving cells with tails that fertilize eggs that are produced in the testicles, stored in an organ called the epididymis, and that make up about 1 to 2% of the volume of the fluid that actually comes out in ejaculation. So seminal fluid or semen is everything that comes out. In addition to the sperm that make up a very, very tiny part of it, there's also fluid that comes from the seminal vesicles, which are organs on the back of the prostate, and fluid from the prostate itself, which is like a donut-shaped organ under the bladder. And then the prostate produces a much thinner, more watery fluid that plays an important role in reproductive function once semen is inside the female reproductive tract.
Is there a normal amount of fluid, or is it one of those like everybody's different, everybody has different volume situations?
The World Health Organization, believe it or not, has put together normative values for semen characteristics for men, including semen volume. So the lower limit of normal for semen volume is considered 1.5 milliliters. So it used to be 2.0 milliliters, but they redid the data a couple years ago. So anything over 1.5 milliliters is considered a normal semen volume.
So are there any reasons that a person might experience a lightening of the load?
First is just not enough abstinence, right? So it takes about 3 days for the seminal vesicles and prostate and epididymis to kind of fill up. And if you ejaculate more frequently than every 3 days, you're ejaculating with like a quarter or half full gas tank, and your volumes are going to be lower. Another thing is nerve problems, right? So if you think about what's happening with ejaculation, you have a very complicated process that involves like a signal from the brain through the spinal cord, through the nerves in the pelvis, that has to, create rhythmic contraction of the tube that connects the testicles to the urethra and the seminal vesicles and the prostate. And if anything's like a millisecond off, you can have semen going backwards into the bladder or failing to come out at all. So like people with bad diabetes, who don't control their sugar well, sometimes develop nerve dysfunction and ejaculation problems. Another thing is called ejaculatory duct obstruction, and that's either a congenital or acquired blockage where the seminal vesicles enter into the urethra. And then lastly, the production of seminal and prostatic fluid is a testosterone-dependent process. So low testosterone is actually a cause of low semen volume.
So low T can lead to low C, men.
Right.
Just a regular old wordsmith over here.
Yeah, I see that.
I feel like I would not be doing my job if I didn't ask, does size matter? Or better, does volume of the ejaculate actually matter?
Not particularly. Low semen volume can make it harder to get a partner pregnant.
Right.
And sometimes even a really, really, really high semen volume can dilute sperm enough to be implicated in potential fertility issues. But 98% of people who are in the middle range, it doesn't affect fertility. There is sort of a sense of masculinity and self-confidence, especially if people watch a lot of porn and they see these really unrealistic images. So it doesn't medically matter much for fertility for the vast majority of people, but it can be a confidence.
Okay, so let's say someone wants to have a bigger finish. Is there any way that they can go about that? Anything they can do?
A little bit. Lack of enough ejaculatory abstinence is a cause of low semen volume, so that's the easiest thing to manipulate, right? Wait a couple days if you want a really big finish, maybe wait 5 days, and that should have a measurable and noticeable effect.
If you wait longer than 5 days, does the finish get bigger, or is there like a cap on that?
I think there's a cap, there's a plateau. And again, this isn't like a scientific study, really. I think when you get to like 4 to 5 days, that's probably where semen volume will plateau.
Right.
If you go to a doctor like me, and you get diagnosed with one of those problems, if it's something that can be fixed, fixing it obviously can result in improved semen volume. So that's an important path to pursue for some men. I advise people to stay really hydrated, even though there's not a really good study that I can lean on. I think it just makes sense. And the last thing, which is more a way to alter kind of the optics of ejaculation, which is sometimes what people are looking for, is to make sure someone doesn't have ED. Treating ED is an important part of really managing any sexual dysfunction.
Treat the root, and then
And then you shoot,
and you shoot. Come on, Dr. Pete. Come on, yes. Well, that's good to know. And speaking of, big finishes, it is time for our grand finale. So thank you so much for talking to me about semen today, Dr. Pete. I appreciate it.
It's been awesome.
It has been awesome. And if you want to be awesome, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment on our content. And please follow for more.